Now, your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at an air temperature which has fallen compared to 24 hours ago over the last couple of hours. But in particular, the surge of drier air is most remarkable. We're at a dew point now of 12. 12. I haven't seen a dew point like that in a year. That's about as low as it gets around here. Absolutely desert-like. Now expect that dew point to be rising over the course of the next 48 hours. But I tell you, if we keep these low dew points right through the evening, we're going to need some cloud cover around here to keep our nighttime temperatures up, I think. Northeast wind coming in at about 12 right now, and you look at the current temperatures across the state, and yes, indeed, they are chillier to the north, and they're chilly in our neck of the woods. But as I mentioned, it's those dew point values that are really significant. 52 Myakka City, Northport at 54, Venice at 52, 52 Braden, 50 at Parrish. Dry as a bone across the entire state. There's not a drop of rain falling. We do have some cloud cover back to the west, though, and that's going to be important. We'll talk about that in just a minute. To the northeast, all the snows have ended. It was a very fast-moving, although powerful system that moved across the area, and it certainly dumped as much as 2 feet of snow in some parts of the northeast and a foot of snow kind of widespread, or close to, in most locations, widespread near the coastline. So a significant dumping of snow, and of course the strong winds, has now subsided so that the airports can get back to business in all locations. In fact, the entire eastern seaboard, the mid-Atlantic, the Midwest, the open plains, all very quiet right now under the influence of a big ridge of high pressure that sits right over that area. Now it's also directing our winds out of the north, and that's why we got that little surge of that cooler, drier air kind of on the backside of that low pressure area, really drawing that down from Canada. I think that ends today, though, but we still have one more cool night to go, and then we'll start to see the warming this weekend. We'll start to see the dew point values go up, and that's going to be very helpful to a lot of people I know who've been heating their houses. And once you heat that really dry air, then you get really, really dry air inside your home, and that's very aggravating to some folks. Rain chances next week as we get a series of little weak disturbances moving through here. So if you look at the dew point temperatures, I mean, they're just remarkably low. Single-digit dew point temperatures in North Florida. It doesn't get any drier than that. And of course, dry air has the characteristic of heating up pretty quickly, but it also has the characteristic of cooling off pretty quickly too. So when the sun goes down, if the winds calm down, which it looks like they will, we're going to need that cloud cover back to the west to move in here to keep our temperatures up above freezing during the overnight. Now, there are no freeze warnings or watches up for our area yet, but that could change later in the day. So if you have covered your plants, I'd leave them covered for one more night. I know there were some inland temperatures again this morning, which were in the upper 20s. Northeast wind coming in at about 10 to 15 across the region, kind of subsiding a little bit during the evening hours. And the forecast looks like this: a couple of cooler than average days. Nighttime temperatures low tonight, then starting to warm tomorrow night. Over the course of the weekend, we're going to warm nicely into the 70s by Monday, and then factor in that chance of rainfall. But even with a front kind of moving through, we're still going to stay in the 70s right through the beginning of next work week. Scott?